I wanted to come on here and give you guys a quick word that came to me last night. And there's a lot of things that's factored into what I'm about to say, but how I want to start it off is first by saying that there are a lot of people who judged you on false pretense, based off of what other people's opinions and perceptions of you were. A lot of people who had a lot to say about you and who wanted to come against you was, I want to kind of say, manipulated or swayed, because a lot of these people didn't have any depth about them, any personality to them. And so I feel like, in so many words, a lot of these people were gathered because whoever was gathering them purposely was trying to set up a stampede of people to attack you, to be jealous of you, envious of you, because a lot of these people with whom they were gathering, and I'm saying this in the nicest way possible, they were not you. And maybe whoever was gathering was trying to get them to see, like, oh, you see, he or she think they so high and mighty, they think they better than you, we need to shoot them down, we need to take them down. And they weren't justified, nor were they backed by God by doing this to you. And so I want to go over the example. A lot of people mistaken it for Mary, but this woman didn't have a name in the Bible. And she was basically caught up for adultery. And the people wanted to stone this woman to death until Jesus intervened and said, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. And no one could step up and cast any stone against this woman, because they had all done their share of wrong, committed their own share of sin, had their own hang-ups and addictions and wrongdoings that they had done in their life. Whoever these people were who wanted to go up against you, it goes over people's heads when they get spared for the indecent acts and wrongdoings that they do towards another person who is just simply minding their business. I'm gonna just put it like that. Some of y'all are being used. You have a purpose, you have a path, and a lot of these people are not only getting exposed, but their plans are being eradicated, because you cannot take it upon yourself to say that you are going to enact whatever kind of judgment you want to upon another person, because either you haven't been able to move on, these people haven't been able to move on from you, these people are trying to profit up off of your back, your name, your energy, to create a certain lifestyle for themselves. But meanwhile, in between time, while they're out here doing that against you, they're saying the most egregious things and lies against you, but want to use your name to profit, wanting to sabotage plans of whatever it is that you're building, wanting you to seem inadequate and inferior to them. They want you to look up to them for whatever the reason. These people want to be above you for whatever the reason. If it was meant to work that way, they wouldn't have to forcefully and work so hard in trying to make things be that way. And a force of wind just came across right now. If whatever these people want for your life was supposed to happen, why couldn't they just sit back and naturally and organically let it unfold? They saw things that were happening for you, and it wasn't what they wanted to happen for you. And so because they wanted whatever they wanted for you and wanted to pass judgment down upon you, they did what they did against you. But see, Jesus is intervening on your behalf, and God is backing him up in doing so, because you, wherever you was at, it's almost like it goes over people's head because they was being spared and not understanding that the reason why they were being spared was because when God gives you forewarning several times and he tells you to stop doing a thing, we've seen it time and time again in the biblical area, in biblical times, right? We see it how he caused certain plagues to happen, how, supernatural phenomena happened in the world, floods, disease, destructions of cities that he tore down. I don't understand why they keep playing with someone who don't play by his kids. And eventually it won't be no more sparing. It won't be no more you having your life after you work spell work. It won't be no more your kids and your life being intact when you're going up against someone else who is practicing tact, right? It won't be any of that anymore. These people kept taking for granted what they were doing against you, because in their own eyes, it was like, we getting away with it because ain't nothing bad happening to us. Ain't nothing being taken away from us. We're not losing. We just making you lose. We just passing judgment on you. And because these people all felt some type of way about you and where you were going, they all sat back. Some of them, which it was the reason why they didn't tell you what was going on, they feeling it too. It was other people who wanted to be a participant of it, who thought that they were right in going up against you and working with these other people, thought these people had a reason, it must be a reason, and didn't stick up for you. They going through it too. It was people who wanted to jump on the bandwagon and listen to what these people were saying, and so they treated you some kind of harsh and horrible because they were gloating in the fact that they were able to look down on you, that they was able to humble you, that they were in a higher position than you, that they were shoving their positions and strong-arming you. They're losing that too. Everybody is losing whatever grip they once had when they were sitting up here working things against you, working necromancy against you, witchcraft against you, harnessing your energy. Whatever it is, stupid, weird things that these people were doing that some of y'all just don't want to accept, that a lot of these people that you know that you left behind dabbled into this mess, because clearly, if you weren't who you said you were, and I just want to put this out there, if you weren't who you said you were, why did they have to go so hard to try to stop you and stop the world from seeing that? I don't understand. If you have an explanation for that, then please drop it in the comment section of this video when this video drops and you come across it. Whatever the first thought that come to mind, say it. I don't block the comments. If you aren't who you said you are, why did you go through so much hell from people who should have been protecting you, who birthed you, who should have been supporting you, who should have been your friend? A lot of chosen ones, this is what our path is. This is how you can tell that you're chosen. It's not about the rewards. You know what I'm saying? They think that because they block that off and because they do things in your life that you're not chosen, that they can make you not be chosen. You can't make somebody not be something when God said that this is who they're created and destined to be. I don't know what these people get off doing this, and if they have a life. I don't know if they want to live their life. I don't even think at this point, for so long they've been doing this mess against you, if they even love themselves and want to be themselves. I just keep telling you, you know, no matter what they take, your life is a clear indicator and representation of who is using you and who is backing you and who you are. It goes over people's head because they keep being spared and the wrongdoing that they've done against you. But I keep telling you, the reason why God spared people is because the next step, it's not pretty. If it's, just put it to you this way, a person who keeps walking away from somebody who is bullying them, does that make that person weak? And then one day that person come and shoot up the whole school. One day that person just flip and go and stab 5 people in their classroom. I'm just trying to get you to understand something. I think people really mistaken, you know what I'm saying, who you were, because you kept walking away, because you kept being graceful, because you kept being quiet. I mean, is that not how you're supposed to be? You're supposed to be walking around like you, I don't know what these people was trying to paint. I don't know what they was trying to do. I don't know how they was trying to get you cased up so that truth wouldn't be revealed. But I keep telling you, you're not crazy. You're more than capable of handling and managing whatever it is that's been going on in your life. From, you know what I'm saying, if y'all got kids, if you got businesses, if you got overcoming these hurdles and these obstacles that these people placed before you. I don't know what they was kept trying to do. But I keep telling you, something is wrong when you keep going up against somebody who's not worried about you, focused on you, or bothering you. And so I keep telling you, they mistook you walking away and whatever wasn't happening up in their life that they was making happen up in yours for them getting away with things. God keeps a record of everything that a person do, and either he's gonna come back and have you shoot it and hit it real hard to feel what you wanted for somebody else, what you held them back from. Or what's going to happen is he's going to do something to you that you won't be able to bounce back from because you won't be here. And y'all could take that however you want to take it. I keep telling you, you talking to somebody who has snatched the lives of children before. You're talking to somebody who's flooded the whole world. You understand what I'm saying? Caused floods to happen, plagues to happen, bodies to be diseased. He's also healed people from disease. Anything of what it is that God wants to happen, he'll happen, and it'll happen on his own time. So when it comes to you, you had to learn a lesson. And I keep telling you, some of y'all don't become weary in the lessons that God wants to teach you. You thank him for those lessons, because those lessons that he taught you is the reason why you are where you are and who you are today. The same person that people want to try to destroy but want to emulate and copy behind the scenes, because it's something about your energy, something about your purpose, something about your path that these people want, but they cannot be you. They didn't sacrifice and go through what you went through in order for that to be tied to them. So they criminally, illegally, okay, and spiritually crossed your boundaries. And I keep telling you, they all know what they've done. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They just think it's up, and it's not up. Everybody has their time. It's just on God's timing when he chooses to pass down judgment. It's only a matter of time if they're not feeling it already. And so I keep telling you, you don't need to be worried when God is teaching you lessons. You need to be worried when he stops giving you the writings on the wall, he stops giving you forewarning, and he stops taking time out of his busy schedule to want to teach you when he feels like you can't be taught. And the only way and reason God will feel like you can't be taught is when he's told you time and time again, and spared you time and time again to stop doing and working witchcraft against somebody. Stop reading into their life. Stop sending people in their life. Stop bogarting and being nosy about their life. Move the hell on with your life. Love your life. Love yourself. Be yourself. And you still don't want to listen. Then at that point, whatever it is that he decides to do upon these people, they are in full range and knowing and well aware that that's what they deserve. He's tired of talking, and he's also tired of sparing, because he spared people, and at your expense, you've had to suffer a lot of what these people kept doing against you, because God kept sparing these people. I mean, I just feel like it was a lesson to be learned in that, about whatever it is that God is trying to take you. Maybe there were people, there was things that you had to see that you couldn't see. You needed to see people who they truly were, because all these people was going to do was be around you and plant themselves around you to strategically benefit off of whatever God was trying to bless you to have. And I keep telling you, everybody's path is different. Some people can sit up here and showboat what it is that they got going on in their life. Some people can do it and not have to deal with these crazy people from their past. Unfortunately, for some of y'all, you do have to deal with that. And they're watching every waking moment of your life, okay? Because they don't know how to be themselves. And they're also trying to see whatever it is that they've done behind the scenes, if it's working in your life. It's very weird. It's very strange. But it's going over people's heads that eventually judgment has to be passed down upon them for what they've done against you. These are people who think that there's no afterlife, that we could do whatever we want to do here, and why we have to be answered to a God that I can't see, when I die, it ain't gonna make no sense. It ain't gonna have no bit of bearing, of say so or nothing, because I'm not gonna be here anymore. And there is no heaven and there is no hell, because there is no God and there's no devil. You know, so these people are people who go about doing things in the earth and treating people a certain kind of way because this is what they believe. They don't think that they have to answer for it. And there are certain people who do believe in this, and this is why they move the way that they move, because they do feel like even if you don't answer for it in the physical or while you're alive, you'll eventually have to answer for it. Meaning you won't ever have any peace. And there won't be no rectifying that, because of what you wanted and what you kept doing against another individual. When Jamie told Beyonce, you know why I chose you, and she thought, oh, he was going to say, oh, you beautiful because you fine, you the baddest, right? While everybody had put down Jennifer, everybody had put down Effie. Heavy said Effie was overweight, but they was using payola and stripping her of her song to profit up off of it, while she wasn't getting no airplay or nothing. You get what I'm saying? And so she was ready for him to say something grand. But instead, what he ended up saying was, you have no personality. Your voice, you have no depth. Right? When people hear Effie, you know it's Effie. You understand what I'm saying? Effie ain't finna sit up here and be used, be paraded around. None of that. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And everybody got their hangers, but you ain't gonna treat her any kind of way. Right? Eventually, when, you know what I'm saying, Beyonce got tired, it was like, who am I kidding? You know what I'm saying? I did this person wrong. They didn't deserve that. And I ain't in no worse or better boat than them, because the only reason why a lot of people got people that they got was by default, because you didn't want to take them back. You didn't want to deal with them. You had walked away. And ever since then, as weird as it may be, people thought by emulating you in some type of way, and it can't be you, but I don't know what these people was doing. In my case, I had people, I'm telling you, had my Facebook, and I keep telling y'all got to use y'all better sense of judgment. You know I don't do no tarot card readings, so I don't understand what they thought. They was creating Facebook accounts off of my name, saying join this group and reach out on this WhatsApp. People was reaching out to me saying that there were people who were charging them. You know I had to report that to the police. And then people coming on my live, sitting up here talking about, oh, why don't you just kill yourself and shut up, and oh, how much do you get paid keeping a child away from his father? Like I said. And then using my Instagram and taking from my Instagram pictures and putting it on another page that also I own, that I wasn't using as frequently as my main page, and changed the name from ministry to university. I don't know what these people thought they was going to do, how they was going to get original material, or what it is that they was going to do by sitting up here and pretending that you're me, off of a presence that I created over the years, platforms that I've built over the years. And it's really sad when you get people who just want a man or want a woman or want to be accepted or want to be in a group so bad that they do anything that a person tells them to do. Be a frog, leap, jump off a cliff, turn yourself into a bird, do this, do that, and they do it. And the only reason why these people have gotten as far as they've gotten with whoever it is that's up in their life that they work together against you was because they were sitting up here emulating you. Maybe I don't know what that's very weird, and it's very strange, because if I was ever with somebody that wanted me to be somebody else, I'll walk the hell away. Because one thing about it, I'm not going to sit over here and curse my very existence and say, you know, I don't like the fact that I was born, I don't like who I am, and cursing my parents in the day that they brought me into this world because I don't know how to be myself. That would never be, it would never be that. That's very strange and very weird that people will want to do that. And then sit over here and have so much to say about you and set you up to be mocked and humiliated and rehabilitated, but they're out here doing this weird shit behind your back that they ain't telling folks. They not telling folks that what you see on the outskirts of whatever this person doing, we're the ones behind it. We're the ones who's sitting up here and working witchcraft. We're the ones who projecting negative energy. We're the ones who's in their life. We're the ones who's behind the hacking. We're the ones who's behind the game stalking. We're the ones who's behind the fraud. They won't come out and say that. You get what I'm saying? They just want people to look at you a certain type of way. They keep wanting to enact these things up in your life to go wrong because they want to be you and don't want you to be you, don't want you to be successful at being you, but they want to be you. But they want to profit off of you. They want to take from you. They want to siphon from you. It don't work that way. It really don't work that way. And I pray for people, because like I said, the same way that people tried to stone that woman and nobody said maybe we don't need to be stoning this woman when we out here doing things that don't nobody know what we're doing, right? But it took Jesus having to intervene on her behalf. God, you're always, as long as, I'm just going to say this, as long as Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit, Archangel Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael is in it, you're always going to win it, because you don't go out there and do to people, okay, how people been doing you. You don't go out there and do people wrong for you to want to for people to want you out here living like that and shooting bad like that. You feel what I'm saying? The energy that you put out, it has to come back to you tenfold. There is no ifs, ands, buts about it. It's just growing pains. You know what I'm saying? Lessons. It took time. It took things having to unfold, because I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? And confirmation. Y'all heard that horn in the back. I think God had to let a lot of things unfold. And it had to take time for it to unfold, because too many people was out here believing and jumping on the bandwagon and really sitting up here and treating you, acting ignorant and stupid, if you ask me, because nobody was trying to be in search of the truth. And the reason why nobody was trying to be in the search of the truth was because too many people was too busy, even people that you didn't even know for a hot second, they was too busy trying to strong arm their positions, their influence, to go up against you, because they all were intimidated. That's what people are not saying. They got, all of them had their panties tied up in a bunch about you, about who you are, about what you know, about where you're going. You have a certain level of class, a certain standard that you abide by. A standard that these people don't have. Morals that these people don't have. Sense that these people don't have. A brain, personality that these people don't have. You got to look at the people who came up against you and line up who they are, line up who you are. It don't match, do it? Well, that's why they was jealous. Look at what you had going on. Look at what you had achieved, and look at what these people was at. Well, that's why they did you how they did you. I don't care if it was young or old. And they older, they should be ashamed of their damn self. I think they feeling it right now because I think a lot of people know that they was wrong to try to group up and stand right there ready to stone you to death. Knowing what they be doing behind the scenes. Knowing that ain't none of their hands is clean. None of them. Not one. I don't care if it's people in your family, exes, ex-friends, co-workers, people that you used to live with. I don't care who these people are. If it's tied to people who's tied to these people who's tied to you, okay? None of them are clean. And none of them are innocent. So who the hell they thought they were grouping up to try to sit here and pass judgment on your life because out of stupidity, ignorance, intimidation, envy, and jealousy, and pure damn selfishness and greed and insecurity. I'm going to tell you, it's but so far that you can run and that you can hide when you out here doing things against the Most High's children. And when you have to really think about that. It goes over people's heads how a lot of people ain't here today. There's a lot of people, we talk about the dude, I shared him on my community board. Dude had millions. You can't tell me he had millions or signed up to get millions. Was just drafted into the NFL. We got the young lady a couple years back who was a prominent, lawyer. You understand what I'm saying? Was tied to many different organizations, was successful. All these people committing suicide. They killing their kids because they can't take care of them. Instead of saying, let me take myself out and give my kids to a shelter or to foster care, they're taking these kids out. And you got people like this that's not making it today. And then these people that's on the other side of the spectrum trying to make you do that. They're trying to make you give up. They're trying to make you take yourself out. Because they've done some crazy things behind your back that they won't admit to people what they be into. And what's even more crazy is that they did it when they was in full-blown partnerships and relationships with other people. Meaning, I'm gonna get vulgar, but I keep it a buck. I keep it real. You got dick, you got pussy, you got whatever you got right there laying up next to you every other night or every day doing whatever it is you tell them to do, being whoever it is you tell them to be, and you sitting up here focused on somebody else. So much so to where they created plans to sit up here and try to profit off of your name. Whoever was behind creating these social media pages in my name, thinking you was going to get my following and my followers to pay you money to do a service that I don't even publicly and never been publicly associated or tied to. Woe be unto you. You do know that there is digital footprints that you can leave behind. When people open up a full-blown damn investigation, they can pull these things from my carrier, from my phone, and check everything. Who's been hacking email accounts, who's been hacking social media accounts, where it's coming from, the IP address, pin in the tower, everything. You're an idiot. I keep telling these people it's psychotic. It's a certain level of psychosis. I don't know what you call that. And they'll still to this day, it's like even if they try to break things off, these are people that they let themselves get so deep into using other people against you, talking so bad and foul on your name, but not admitting the truth about you. Because the truth is, you bent over backwards for people, even people who wronged you. Many a times you could have saved yourself. But every time these people came around, every time somebody needed help, every time somebody wanted to come to you about something, you've always extended yourself. And yet all these people sat up here and couldn't even so much as respect you enough to put some respect on your name. If somebody was sitting up here dirtying it and taking it and throwing it under the bus. It's the mere fact that you knew how to graciously and gracefully handle those who opposed you, who ostracized you, who bullied you, who casted you out of a group and did you some kind of horrible in front of multitudes of people. And these multitudes of people sat back and saw how people was treating you, faces they made behind your back, and they sat there and they stand up for you. They participated in it, they enabled it, and they laughed at it, and they goaded it on. And gloated at the fact that you was going through what you was going through. Because at one point in time, these are people who were intimidated of you. Baby, let me tell you something. I'm going to be nice about it. But it's some form of mentally deranged and retardation, even a certain level of a psychotic that these people are on, because it couldn't be me. I got a whole man in front of me, and this man can only accept me and we compatible if I'm sitting up here trying to talk, emulate, copy somebody else. Whether I'm taking their energy, I'm using their phrases, I'm using their certain tone or demeanor. It's very, let me not cuss. It's very weird. And I don't know how they got this far being in a partnership for this long, doing what they was doing against you, and how nobody saw that. And I keep telling you, nobody saw it because nobody wanted to see. Because everybody was standing there waiting to get a pound of flesh. Because I keep telling you, I don't care if it's mother, father, aunts, cousins, ex-friends, friends that's now ex-friends that you didn't know, that you realizing I was fake. Everybody felt some type of way about you. And they all wanted a pound of flesh, whether they knew that was something that was wrong or not. They all wanted you down. They all wanted you to suffer. They all wanted their pound of flesh or their piece of the pie. And they're about to get a piece of humble pie. And realizing that you've never been alone. God ain't never sat up here and left you destitute or forsake you. Okay? There was lessons you had to learn, baby. Sometimes God have us go through things until we wake up and we learn that when he tells us to cut people off, we got to cut people off. It's sink or swim. You understand what I'm saying? Especially when you realize you got these many people trying to keep constantly sending people in. Stick to your damn self and walk this path alone. Because when somebody sit up here and go this hard, it's not a matter of you aren't who you say you are. You are who you say you are. And they don't want that to be known. They don't want that to get out. They don't want it to spread. They don't want it to expand. They don't want it to grow. They don't want you to ascend. And it's not up to them. It's up to God. And since they wanted to play God, they about to see what comes along with that territory. But again, it goes over people's head. Nobody wanted to practice tact. And God is really enforcing the rules. And ain't nobody without sin. But they all wanted to cast a stone against you, against your life, against what you was building. And then wanted to group up together to send people in and debilitate you, humiliate you, and then stone you to death after they did that. No regard for your life. No regard for your kids. No regard for your future as a whole. If you that tied up and caught up and can't balance out the darkness that's within you that damn bad, you know you irritated the hell out of a lot of people. And the only reason why you irritate them was because clearly it got to be your light that's around you that they keep trying to say, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get you to denounce. Okay? The light is all around you. God is all around you. There's no denouncing that. There's also no getting rid of it. You were delayed. You were never denied. And the season of delay and the season of betrayal and the season of destruction, it's just been lifted. The curses have been lifted and broken. And now whatever it is that people wanted for you, it has to be sent back to them. And that's just the natural divine order of things. Because you aren't the type that bother people. But when you got a group of people want to get out their way to go where you at, to bother you, to set up the stage for you to be exploited and humiliated, it's something very sick and very fucking wrong with that people need to wake up and see. How people always try to clock your moves and sending people in, using their resources and their influence to try to make it happen. And nobody don't see no wrong in that. Because people only think of themselves. We're in a world now where this God's saying in the last days, people will become lovers of themselves. But somehow, some way, you still remained intact. Somehow, some way, you're still alive. And you've been managing. And now it's not going to be enough for God to just have you out here managing and surviving. You're about to be living. Because that's what you was doing before these people sat up here and screwed with you. That's what you're going to do after God is dealing with them. You get me what I'm saying? And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. Please just white snow. You already know how I'm coming. If any of these messages resonate with you, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And tell a friend to join the JC Gang. Reach one, teach one. We ride together. We gonna slide together. JC Gang for life. You already know I'm your sister. I'm your friend. I keep it real with you. Okay? I keep it a buck with you. I keep it 100. You already know. You already know. You already know what time it is. You get what I'm saying? If you weren't who you said you were, you wouldn't have these many people going up against you the way that they have. There's so many people that they could be out here trying to stop and emulate and copy and hack, but they rather keep trying to do this to you. So it says a lot about who you are and about how your power in itself, let alone separate from your energy, how it really riles up demons and demonic activity to be surrounded around you because of who you are. So when you know that, you understand that whatever it is that these people wanted for you and whatever it is that they tried to pull off against you, it's now backfiring, because God has to get you to where he has to get you. He don't have time for this child play that people been trying to keep up against you in your life. He don't have time for this immaturity. Okay, he don't have time for this downright pure ignorance. People want to keep attacking you because of who ain't paying attention to them. Instead of saying whoever ain't paying attention to them, that ain't the person for you. Get on and try to find who's for you, but you can't even find who's for you because you don't even know yourself. You don't even like being yourself. You want to be somebody else. You want to manage that person's life and what they've built, and you want to get that person out the way. That's something very psychotic and weird with that. I keep telling you, it's really giving Kathy Bates in that movie, The Misery. I'm your #1 fan. And then sitting up here and switching on that man and screaming at him all type of stuff, breaking his legs. You know what I'm saying? Come to find out, you know, she not even a nurse. What she was committed for doing? Killing infants, babies. And the only reason how she was able to be in position to be there for that man who had a car wreck was because she was following him. You got people out here been following you, gang stalking you, trying to clock what they're doing against you, if it's working, whatever it is that they've been doing, so they could be in a position to do what. I don't know what these people got going on. I keep telling you, only you know what your situation is. People's trying to get you out the way to take over your whole damn life, or was trying to get you out the way because of whatever fraud they was doing in your name. You get what I'm saying? Or just simply didn't want what they was doing behind your back to get out, because it would tarnish their character. Same way how they was out here doing you. Who would accept these people and to be around these people, knowing how hard they went and the levels they was willing to stoop to compete with you, but had to do things in order to compete with you, to have you beneath them. Wow. I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna wrap it up, because only you know what your situation is. Just know they was willing to go. They was willing to do it because they're crazy. And if they're willing to go that far, they're willing to kill you. And I just keep telling you, you just got to you got to really back up and just keep God in your life. I'm not mental health is serious, but you ain't the one who got issues with mental health. So all that shit is null and void. People need to stop trying to put on you what ain't there. They need to stop trying to put lies on your name when they know what the truth is. They need to stop trying to cause illusions in your life when they know who you are and what you're destined to be doing out here. You understand what I'm saying? But God ain't leaving it to these people no more to use the sense that he's given them. When you get spared, you move the hell on and you stop doing what you're doing that you've been doing against somebody else that you know you ain't had no business doing. You stop it on all levels. And you work your life the best way you know how, and you live out and enjoy the rest of your days the best way that you know how, because God spared you to be in that position to even have those days and that time with your loved ones and to yourself. But no, they don't get that. God spare them, they go right back, and they go right back to that witch. They go right back to that practitioner. And you know what it is, because you had these people trying to call you and curse you. You had little people coming into your life. They kept doing it. They wouldn't stop. So now God got to put an end to it. And I keep telling you, like, if they didn't believe that there was a God and that he was using you, everything that they're about to be going through is going to be a direct reflection and answer to whatever questions that they had surrounding your spirituality. I keep telling you, you don't want to believe, that's fine. You don't go up against somebody else because of their belief system, especially when they're not infringing that and pushing that on people and not doing it to the point where they're going out here wrecking people's lives. So I keep telling you, if you don't believe you're going to go through something that's going to make you believe. Again, I don't know if these people your number one fan. Got to be. They sitting up here want to hack your accounts and emulate you and be you. They got to be your number one fan. They sitting up here following you however they followed you, knew where you moved to, knew where you was going, reading into your life, doing things. I keep telling you, they're your number one fan. I don't care how they treated you. I don't care how they bullied you. They only did you like that because they was intimidated of you. And so if it's a group of us against one you, you'll feel low about yourself. If we bully you, eat in front of your face, do all this kind of stuff, laugh at you, turn on you, you'll feel some type of way. You don't give a fuck. Because you keep to yourself. So all what these people did was make themselves look like clowns. Because now you don't want no dealings with nobody. You want nobody in your circle. You want nobody in your life. Do you understand that? If it ain't you and if it ain't your kids, it ain't your parents, it ain't whoever it is, God first and everybody else after, baby, you ain't caring for it. I don't know what these people thought they was going to do. You know what this is. That's why God was telling you, hold on. He's gave you signs to keep holding on, to let you know that you were in alignment, that your soul, your spirit was in alignment with whatever it is that he has in store for you that's going to fold and manifest and unfold in your life. So be careful and be wary of people now realizing that they couldn't break you and they couldn't emulate you or take over your life, or they couldn't get somebody to forget about you, or they couldn't have you in pure destruction so that this person wouldn't view you as worthy. That's why they kept attacking you. Why would you want to go back to somebody who ain't got no money? Why would you want to go back to somebody who ain't this? Why would you want to go back? So they kept attacking you. I keep telling you, baby, they think they got all the damn sense. They got all the sense to every bone up in their body get cracked. And who they really are, because they really mentally cracked too, that get exposed too. This is why you don't keep coming for people who ain't sinning for you. It's always a lesson to be learned in everything that we do in this thing that we call life. So, you know, whatever these people's reasons were, they see now, you don't care, boy. You don't care about nothing, boy. It's really hard for people to try to, that's why the devil trying to pull straws. Maybe trying to send people in, other people in. You ain't desperate. You're not fucking lonely. You don't want anybody fake in your life. They will get their ass cut. I keep trying to tell you, like, going back to the example that I gave, just because you handle things with a certain level of tact and you handle things gracefully, it does not mean that you to be played with. When you have somebody that's willing to walk away, confirmation, summon that person they know that's there. That maybe you took for granted, maybe because this person was joking or moved a certain way with you, you thought it's not there. Everybody got their breaking point. And see, the crazy thing about it, why people keep trying to push people to their breaking point, not even knowing what that person is capable of, because everybody is capable of doing something different when they reach their breaking point. I've seen it too many times. People get their house shot up. People are not here today because people got fed up. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You don't keep poking people who ain't bothering you. You don't keep screwing with that person's life and their kids. In your case, because God is using you, baby, he forcefully kept your hands behind your back. You wanted to snatch some, boy. Somebody wanted to snatch somebody up. Ben wanted to snatch him up. Ben wanted to do something to him. Go blow for blow with people. I'm telling you. But God kept you with a certain level. He kept you with them restraints, so that when he got you where you needed to be, you didn't forfeit that by sitting up here and stooping to these people's level. So you let them do everything to sin, everything that they wanted to sin, do everything that they wanted to sin. You are capable of overcoming. You are capable of enduring the storm until God clears the dark clouds and skies over your life. And that's what happened. You persevered through every fucking thing that these people made hard for you, that they caused you to lose, that they caused to be held back from you, of what people, screenshots, whatever people knew about your vulnerable moments, wherever you was at, because you couldn't hide it. Everything was on Front Street. And now what's about also be on Front Street is not only did you overcome it, but you're going to get that back 10 triple fold. And now he's going to set a clear indicator for whatever it is he's about to do to these people who caused you to go through that. I'm telling you, it's not going to look cute. It's not going to be cute. It's not going to be pretty. They're going to be somewhere trying to hide. They're going to be somewhere trying to rob Peter to pay Paul, trying to put out fires up in their life because of what they wanted and what they willingly participated in for somebody else's life. So I keep telling you, stop letting things go over your head when it comes to how you're supposed to handle things and how you're supposed to move towards people. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Stop out here trying to cast and pass judgment upon somebody because you don't like them. That's really the only reason. It had nothing to do. They wanted to bring up things and say it's because you thought you was this, and oh, you did this to their man, and my man, and my woman, and you didn't know. They signed up and stood their ass there ready to take their pound of flesh because they didn't like you. They didn't like where you was going. They knew when people, and they don't want to admit it, when people do this towards you, they've already admitted to themselves that you are better than them. Because you wouldn't stoop to levels to try to curse somebody, attack somebody, and then sit your ass up there in the same merit, in the same line, in the same cycle or phase or whatever it is you going through when you curse and attack somebody, sit up there and try to emulate and copy them. That's psychotic. That's psychotic. And if nobody don't see that, I don't know what to tell you. They all psychotic and ain't got no brain. That's why they sit up there and had to come together and put groups together to sit up here and come for you. One you against a group of people. Yeah. The truth always got a funny way of revealing itself. And life got a funny way of playing out for people who thought they was going to do this to you and it wasn't going to be no consequences or repercussions. Keep walking away. Keep letting people have it. It ain't worth your life. It ain't worth your freedom that you'll lose. Okay? If you mess around and really do these people in something bad. Because I don't think they know who the hell who you are. Who they be fucking with. You stick to yourself for a reason. It's a reason for that. I don't know why people keep playing with your name and playing on your life and playing on your top. I don't know what the purpose is for that. When you don't treat people like that. And you was disrespected, boy. And you ain't never disrespect nobody. You was attacked and you ain't never attacked nobody. You was cursed and you ain't never cursed nobody. Come on, man. If that ain't chosen, I don't know what is. But now you to the point where it's like God is adding an extra layer of security in your detail. He's switching up things with your security detail. Because these people really had the game twisted out here doing this against you. So you don't need to be weary and with pause when he's teaching you lessons. You need to be scared and worried when he stops deeming you worthy to be taught. Because it's at that point that he's washed his hands clean of you. And now something has to happen in your life for him to show you something and teach you something that words can't teach. Sparing you can't teach. Having understanding for you and your kids' life and your loved ones, it can't teach because you don't understand. So pray for these people. And a big congratulations to you for making it to this point. Okay? You that one. And not the two and not the three. And you never will be. You was delayed. You was never denied. Stay prayed up and be blessed. I love you.